So if you visit the Philippines, you will probably go from one island to another because there are 7,100 plus islands. So there are several options. You can swim. I actually know people who swam from Cebu to Negros. That's more of an athletic feat, of course, than a way of traveling. You can take a plane. That's just a general procedure like any other domestic airplane you would take in another country, and that typically works between the bigger islands. Now, you will most likely take a ferry at one point, and there's also three options. So if you are going from a big island to a very small island like Malapascua in the Cebu province, you will take a bangka, and this is essentially a modified traditional Filipino fishing vessel. So this is a small boat, and you might actually have to wade through water to get on and off, and you know, this is really the traditional way. It's good fun. Now if you are going between big islands, so here I'm in Tagbilaran port in Bohol, and we're going back to Negros, back to Dumaguete. So in that case, you can either take a ro-ro ferry, which is a ferry where you can roll on, roll off, so you can take your car, or you can take a bus. You can then usually leave your stuff in the bus or your luggage. You just get off the bus while you are in the ferry, and then if you take a ro-ro ferry, you can take a bus and you can leave your stuff in the bus. You just get off the bus while you're on the ferry, and then you continue with the bus. If you have your own car, you can drive onto that ferry and you can continue on the other island, or you can just take it as a passenger. These are the, you know, the workhorses of the ferries in the Philippines, and you know, a lot of the cargo between islands is transported with these. And number three, you can take a fast craft, which is purely a passenger ferry. So here we are taking one by a company called Ocean Jet. Now these are typically faster, and they are, you know, they're quite comfortable. And now, how do you get the tickets? So if you're taking a bangka, typically you just show up at the port, you know, if you take a small boat. And then if you're taking a ro-ro ferry, you can either show up, or you might want to get a ticket the day before. Typically you cannot yet buy these tickets online because also the schedules are changing. And if you take one of these ocean jets, same thing. You can take a ferry you know, the next day, and you would go to the ticket office, get a ticket, but there you, in many cases, you can already buy your tickets online. Now, a few tips. You might want to avoid travel during Christmas and Easter, because a lot of people would go home from where they work to their families. And or if you do that, really make sure you get a ticket in advance, otherwise you might not be able to travel. And then the other thing is, well, I mean, the ferries go over the ocean, so if the weather is rough, there can be delays. So you cannot expect 100% that the ferry you plan to take actually runs. If there is a typhoon or, you know, some kind of tropical depression, that ferry might not get to the destination that day. So if you're planning to fly home, you know, make sure there's at least a buffer day. So, you know, if you have your flight back to Europe is on Monday, you know, don't take the ferry Monday morning or Sunday. You know, take the ferry on Saturday or before, because you have to plan for eventualities. It's typically good fun to be on these ferries, and you know, look out in the ocean. Sometimes you see dolphins. We've seen a false killer whale, which is a toothed whale, on the ferry from Bohol to Negros, and you know, enjoy your travels. Sir.